Let's all play What's My Line?
Thank you. This is a terrific job, you know. In this job, you get to come in here and you see people like Arlene and Henry and Anita and Soupy. The bad part is you got to sit way over there, and they're over there.
Come over anytime.
Good day, all bodies.
Good day.
Are you all well?
Well,
Yeah.
We have
well
some
enough.
lovely occupations for you today, some that will fascinate and bewilder you and stump you. And later we have a mystery guest, but right now, would our first challenger enter and sign in, please? Sarah Reese. Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Mrs.
Mrs. Reese. And where are you from, Mrs. Reese?
Fernandina Beach, Florida.
Where?
Fernandina Beach, Florida.
Fernandina Beach. Where is that?
Well, it's about 30 miles from Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay. Our panel, Sarah Reese, provides a service. We will now show the audience what her line is. And we'll start the questioning with Soupy Sales.
Oh, thank you, Larry. Sarah? Sarah any more at home like you? Oh, anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in. I
Throw
wish
it
I'd have
out.
throw it out. Anyway, where was I? I was over here.
I think
No,
you were sinking the ship.
That's it. Sarah, this service that you provide, is it ever done on water?
Is it ever done on water? What do you mean by that?
I was
Soupy?
talking to Sarah. I ain't talking to you.
On water?
Well, I'm just asking for her. I'm her interpreter.
And who's yours? Anyway, well, let me rephrase it. Did he buy that?
Yes.
Okay. Is this a service that would I come to you for this service?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Would I come to
How do you mean? You mean would you go to her to have the service performed?
I think I got Charlie McCarthy and Edgar Bergen over there. But I don't know who's working whose head. Would I come to her for this service? Could I come to you for this service that you provide?
And then when you got there, she would provide it.
I don't know. Maybe she wouldn't want to provide it for me.
There is that possibility.
Well, she might check my credit rating. I don't know. I'm getting fed up with you, Larry. No. Well, what's wrong with that question?
Okay, that's 1 down and 9 to go, Anita.
I don't understand any of this, but I'm going to start from the beginning. Mrs. Reese, is this
Can I
a
write
service?
that down?
Is this a
Start
service
from the
that both
beginning.
men and women would use?
Yes.
Would I come to you for this service?
I asked that question.
I'm pretending like it never
You
happened.
mean when you went to her, would she perform it at that place?
No, would I contact you for this service?
Yes.
I don't mean that at all, but I'm getting away with it. When you perform this service, do you use any kind of equipment?
Yes, she
Yes.
does.
Is the equipment something I could hold in my hand?
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
Yes, I could. Would this service that you perform be physical in any way?
Yes, it's a physical service.
It's a
yeah.
physical service. Do you improve the person's mental or physical health in some way?
No.
It may be a byproduct of the service, but not directly connected with it. So it's 2 down and 8 to go. Henry?
Would I be interested, beg your pardon, would I be interested in, that's not what I'm going, you know, I've been listening to Soupy so long,
Sounding like it.
I don't know how to play the game anymore. This thing that you
That's
hold...
why you don't work on the show often.
This thing that you use, this equipment or whatever, for which somebody comes to you so you can do that performance in contact inside there, in the room of it, with the service. Could I use this equipment myself without you?
Yes.
Yes, you could conceivably use it yourself without her.
Uh-huh. Do you charge a lot of money for this thing that I could do myself?
Naturally.
Of course.
I would say that was a yes.
Okay. Do you charge more than $50 a visit?
No.
No, not more than 50 a visit. That's a relief to hear that. 3 down and 7 to go, Arlene.
Do you, by any chance, work for a non-profit organization?
By no chance at all.
Oh.
4 down and 6 to go. Soupy?
This service, when you do this service, do you ever move about?
Yes.
Yes?
When you move about, is the moving about done on a vehicle?
On a vehicle, not on a vehicle. 5 down, 5 to go, Anita?
Does this service have anything to do with money?
Well, how do you mean
I mean,
that?
like, does she work with tax returns or, you know, accountant kind of
Tax
person,
returns
or
and accountant. I tell you what, let's throw them all over just to
bookkeeping?
show you how far away you all are. She is a plumber.
Oh,
Well, that's wrong.
I thought the other girl was the plumber.
Now you see,
What, Soupy?
my first question, I said, is she work near water? Now, if a plumber don't work near water, where do they work?
On the water was the expression you used. On the
Well, it's
water.
not my problem how she gets the work done.
Mrs. Reese, how do you become a master plumber? Because you are one.
Well, I was a journeyman first, and then I had to take the city exam to qualify as a master.
And what prompted you to become a plumber in the first place?
Well, my husband is a plumber, and it was in self-defense. Only way I could get to see him.
What's the latest development? I mean, do new things happen? Is there something exciting in plumbing going on these days?
Well, I think plastic pipe, the use of it.
Do they hold up?
Yes.
Are they easier to use?
Yes, use it.
Why is that?
Well, it's just easier to handle.
Well, that's interesting. Panel, the management of What's My Line has always felt that the average person should be able to meet little emergencies as they arrive in the home.
Good heavens.
And so, in that spirit, we're going to try your skill at plumbing.
Oh, you're kidding.
Lloyd, will you open the curtain,
I can't
please?
do anything.
Jennifer is not part of the plumbing, but she's gorgeous. Here we have 2 plumbing setups here. The teams are going to be Arlene and Henry and Anita and Soupy. Now, using the pipes in these boxes, the job is to connect this tank with this faucet and make the joints tight because we're going to use them. The teams whose joints leak the most has to mop up the stage. Okay, come on up. Everybody come up. Assume a place. On your mark. Get set. Go. Don't pull the string no matter what you do.
You better do a curl, something that screws in. Something that screws in first. Here it does.
Hey, there goes
Here it
Soupy. And Anita.
Hold it. I need to something over
I'm holding. I don't know what you do.
There's a guy at my house the other day that was doing just about as much work as Anita's doing now. You got the wrong end there. I think you got the wrong end.
Hey, wait, Soupy, it's coming.
Yeah, but it's going to be on the wrong end. This has got to be fastened.
It can't be.
Yeah, it can. That's right. You got it.
It's dental floss.
Mrs. Reese, can you come up here and help these folks? Please, ma'am.
This one goes in here and that goes in this
Which one goes in there? Oh, that goes. No wonder it wouldn't screw.
Da, 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 da,
Now, how about these folks over here?
Mine is leaking.
We want to speak to you about this.
I've sprung a leak.
Listen, life is like that. You know what I mean? How you doing, Sue?
Oh, here it is. That's it first. That's it. Now, I'll let you take it.
Oh!
You pull the chain. Go, pull the chain. Okay.
Oh!
Open the faucet! Open the faucet! Open the faucet!
We would like to thank the Academy for this award. What?
Mrs. Reese, would you like to give the 2 winners here any of your the benefit of any of your experience? Should they continue?
I think they should give it up and call the plumber.
Give it up and call the plumber. Thank you very much for being with us on What's My Line, Mrs. Reese.
All What's My Line contestants receive these gifts. Sarah Coventry jewelry, elegantly designed, springtime pin and earrings in silver tone, set with lilac stones and silver chain pastel glow necklace. And 12-karat gold-filled cross-riding instruments. The slender, perfectly balanced design and mechanical excellence make cross-riding instruments an international standard. And a lovely dress from Sue Brett, the house of many moods. Sue Brett dresses, hot pants, pant dresses, and ensembles that create excitement and fit to perfection. All right, Larry.
Thank you, Wayne. Everybody dried out?
Yes.
Okay, would our next challenger enter and sign in, please? Henry Parks. How are you, Mr. Parks? Mr. Parks, where are you from?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay, panel, Henry Parks deals with a product. We'll now show the audience what that product is. Okay, we'll start the questioning. Start the questioning with Arlene Francis.
Thank you, Larry. Mr. Parks, is it a product that any of us on the panel might ever have?
Yes.
Is it found in the home?
Yes.
Is it a useful product rather than just being decorative?
Yes.
Is it, can it be held in the hand?
Yes.
Can it be swallowed?
Yes.
Would it be considered a kind of food, therefore?
Yes.
If it is a food, would it be served as an adjunct to the main course rather than the main course?
Sometimes it could, but generally you wouldn't think of this particular product in that way. Soupy?
Is
One
this
down and 9 to go.
Is this a solid as opposed to a liquid?
Yes.
Is it in the meat family?
Yes.
Is it ever found between two pieces of bread?
Yes. Could be. Yes.
It could be found there,
Could
yes.
be.
Is it anything in a hamburger family?
No.
Not in the hamburger family. 2 down, 8 to go. Anita.
Mr. Parks, I'm from Baltimore, too, and at first I was going to say seafood. May I rule out that it is seafood?
Yes.
Yes, you may.
It's meat. It's meat. Would it help me to find out what shape the meat is?
The meat?
Yes.
Would it help her to find out what shape the meat
Not
is?
necessarily.
You know, no.
It might.
It,
Not really.
just on the outside chance that it might, we'll give you a qualified yes and go ahead.
Right. Is the animal that the meat comes from? Is it? Would you consider it a more unusual animal, say, than a cow?
No, not more unusual than that. 3 down and 7 to go.
Mr. Parks, I want to thank you for finally putting in the word please. It used to be more Park sausages, Mom.
That's what it was. Mr. Parks. Mr. Parks is founder and president of the Park Sausage Company, famous in most of the United States for its radio commercial, More Park Sausages, Mom, Please. How did you get started in the sausage business, Mr. Parks?
Well,
had a break.
1951, we had a good recipe and not too much of anything. A lot of determination, but I think we did it in the good American tradition of starting a business and making it.
Now, did you make the sausage yourself and then take it out, or did
Oh,
someone
yes.
else do that?
We made it in the morning and went out and sold it in the afternoon and built from there.
What was the volume of business that you did on a day or a year, roughly, in the beginning?
Oh, we started from zero.
And what is it now?
Well, it's over $12 million a year now.
That's
and
fantastic.
growing.
Then I guess that makes you the sausage king.
Well,
Are you still involved with the product itself, or just in the marketing of it, or what?
well, very much so. I'm chairman, particularly of the tasting and sampling. I taste every day for quality and flavor, and that's my main function.
Is it made the same way now that you made it in the beginning?
Oh, yes, no, well, not quite. We use some updated technology, but we try to preserve the original recipe That's very, very important.
Well, it's marvelous, and thank you for being with us on What's My Line. It's blindfold time panel. Everybody got their blindfolds in place?
Yep.
Yes, sir?
Yep.
Okay, would our mystery guest enter and sign in, please? Okay, panel. We begin the questioning one at a time, and let's start with Anita Gillette.
Sir or madam, are you best known for your work in television?
Well, I've been on the telly. I'm probably best known for that, yes.
Henry?
Have I ever worked with you?
Oh, I think we've met. I don't know you'd call it work, though.
Arlene?
Are you on a regular nighttime show?
I was for quite some time.
Okay, Soupy?
Well, I worked with him in 1962 on The Tonight Show. It's Henry Gibson.
Henry Gibson is right.
You rat.
Super.
How did you get it? Huh? I mean, he really is uncanny at this. How did you get that, Sue?
Well, I've seen Henry on a lot of shows, Laugh In and Honeymoon Suite and all those
If you
things.
didn't see him just now, you were blindfolded. That's uncanny. Henry, listen, you just did a serious acting part.
And it was, gee, it was really exciting. I just finished Bob Altman's new picture. Mr. Altman did MASH and McCabe and Mrs. Miller, and this was the first major dramatic motion picture role I've ever done.
What did you play?
What was great about it was it's a kind of a Peter Lorre character.
Yeah?
And my kids, my 3 sons, said that they finally discovered the real me. 'Cause he's kind of a mean, tough person.
But that's a fascinating piece of casting.
Well, it was great to do, and it stars Elliot Gould and Sterling
What's the name
Hayden.
of it?
It's called The Long Goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the Raymond Chandler mysteries?
Yeah.
This is the only one that was never filmed.
And now it has been.
It has been, and it will be released.
Listen, you know,
this
I've
fall.
always wondered about, I didn't mean to stop you. Go ahead.
No.
This fall?
This fall.
About your do you write your own poetry?
Oh,
when you-
sure.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, always have. So I wrote some original ones for Soupy's show when I first came to California. And
Did you start out as a writer?
oh no, I was a child actor who grew
Never
up-
got straight.
Never got straight. But mostly did dramatic roles all my life until I got out of the service and was kicking around, and it was kind of rough. And the character of Henry Gibson, the poet, just evolved, I guess, out of necessity.
You got
Now,
a
did you
poem?
take-
You got a poem? You got
have
one,
a
you got
poem
one of your
for
poems?
today?
Oh, sure. This is one I wrote for a concert I did last summer in Los Angeles, the new verses for the Carnival of the Animals. And it's called The Wild Jackass by Henry Gibson. The wild jackass hates waiting, so each day he runs faster. His chief problem is mating. When he's reached her, he's past her.
Henry, that's lovely. Thank you for being with us on What's My Line. I guess old Henry Gibson is about the first really gentle comedian to come along since Wally Cox, isn't he?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
that's right.
writes clever things. It's
Ooh,
funny,
does he
yeah.
ever? Well, listen, we got to go now. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being with us on What's My Line.
What's My Line is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. This is Wayne Howell speaking.